Somebody left a comment asking me if I am no contact with my parents, if I worry about or how I navigate like the fear of people finding this account. Kind of the vibe that I got is that maybe they would like to have an account like this too, but are really afraid of people finding it. Which is part of why I screenshotted this rather than responding to the comment, just in case. So first of all, I am not no contact with my parents. I was physically essayed by my stepbrother, by one of my stepbrothers. I have several. And the one that did that, I have not spoken to in like 20 years. But other than him, I'm not no contact with anybody else. I will say that the fear of people finding this account kept me from making this account for a long time. I knew I wanted an account like this, but hesitated to make one. I think for me, it just was a matter of slowly over time getting more and more comfortable with the risk and also getting more and more empowered in my values. But first, I will say that TikTok security absolutely sucks. So if it is huge to you that you do not get found, do not try to do this because it does not matter how cautious you are. I have been so stinking cautious, and a couple of months back, when I went to like send a video to my husband who does know about this account, I realized on the list that it had like my sister and some other people that do not know about this account but are friends with me on my other TikTok accounts. I bet that they're being shown my videos or something because there's no way that this leftovers from therapy account should know who these contacts are. Like, why are they listed there? TikTok security sucks. And when that started happening, I made a TikTok saying, like, if you know me in real life and you feel like following me, or if you want to like ask me anything or talk to me about anything I'm sharing here, like feel free. Shortly after doing that, one person that I know in real life did follow me, intentionally chose to take that risk because I realized a few things about my beliefs on this. One, that as somebody who spent a lifetime fawning and people pleasing and masking, that for me, using my voice and getting more comfortable owning my values, my beliefs, my experiences is part of my healing journey. So this account is part of how I heal. I absolutely feel like it has assisted my healing. Finding places online where I can talk about a certain interest I have rather than just like randomly bringing the topic up to people in real life is just something that's always felt safer to me. I blog for a living, so I make content on different things, and it just has always felt safer to me to say what I want to say online and let people who are interested in it engage with that and then like strike up conversation from there. The fear that I had for a long time was that people wouldn't understand that, people who know me in real life, and would think that I am just trying to like smear somebody's name or ruin people's reputations or cause conflict. I just kind of came around to realizing if somebody finds my content and that burns a bridge, then the bridge was made out of straw to begin with. That's still hard for me because I want to believe that the bridges I have are strong. I have a million siblings, but I have two sisters in particular. Probably have always been like my biggest worries, like what if they find this account? But I have pretty good relationships with both of them. I'm sure that they might not agree with me on like literally everything. Like obviously they're their own people, they may have their own values on different issues, and like that's fine. But I trust in my heart of hearts that they know me well enough to know that I wouldn't do this to hurt people. I think they know me well enough to know that me doing this is me trying to do something positive for myself. And so even if they don't like fully understand or fully agree, that they wouldn't like hate me, but also like they know that the things that happened are true. And so yeah, I guess that was just a long way of saying like the relationships that are really critically important to me, they know my heart enough that it doesn't matter if they don't 100% understand. I will confess that I definitely find it easier to share things about my stepdad rather than my mom or my real dad. I think that having toxic secrets is harmful. I don't think it should be a shameful thing to talk about trauma. I also want to throw in here that My personal belief is that almost everything in the world is trauma. Like, I'm kidding a little bit, but also not. I think that when people do bad things, like harmful things, it is basically always that they have something in their past, usually from their own childhood, that was the exact same thing or worse. And that has kept them from realizing that they are perpetuating harm because it was normalized for them. So if I talk about something like corporal punishment being abusive, which is my belief, that doesn't mean that I think everybody who has ever spanked their kids is like evil or anything like that. I think people who spank their kids do it because they were spanked and it was so normalized for them, and they were told that it was for their own good and that it would be neglectful to not do it and things like that, that they didn't know. So it's just generational trauma. I don't believe in like evil. So anytime I talk about ways anybody has harmed me, I'm not saying they're evil. I'm saying that they caused harm, and I think things that cause harm are bad. That is different from the person. At the same time, there are family members I have who I know that they would dig their heels in on their values and would disagree with me about certain things. So I'm just never going to talk to them about my beliefs on these things because there would just be no point. And so those people I'm never going to be super duper close to because our values are too different. Yes, I am just here trying to learn how to use my voice to advocate for myself, to own my truth, to info dump about all this stuff that I am obsessed with learning, and to heal, get validation and support from people who get it. I understand that in the process of that, some people might not look good, but I am not going to continue to carry the weight of hiding other people's secrets at my own expense anymore. There's a popular quote that says, heal out loud because we almost lost you in the silence. I never almost took myself out. However, I did absolutely suffocate my own authentic self, my own voice, my own emotions, and it has really caused a lot of damage in my personal life and in my mental health. And so I'm going to heal out loud. If you happen to see this and you are somebody who knows me in real life, hello. Feel free to follow me if that makes you feel better. Feel free to pretend that you never saw this if that makes you feel better. Obviously, I did kind of try to keep it private for a time, but I'm not super fixated on keeping this private. I've been taking baby steps towards opening up a little bit more to certain people who feel a little bit safer to me, working on masking less, being more authentic, etc. So if you feel like this interests you, you align with me, you feel like you can be a safe person to have these conversations with, like, please do feel free. I am open to it.